Hello, people, and as always, welcome to my live stream. Today, we are once again working on a coloring book illustration. This time, we have, as you can see, a lot of dogs. I posted a picture of this finished sketch I think a few days ago in my social media, and after that I ended up adding still a few dogs into the picture, so now there are even more dogs here. So I wanted all the dogs to be recognized. I mean the dog breeds. But I must say that I can't I can't remember, and I don't know all the English names for the breeds. I mean, this one I know. I think it's like a Labrador Retriever that I'm drawing right now. But this little guy here, I can't remember his English name. But anyway, I hope you can recognize the breeds that I have here. I think most of them are quite, I would say, quite common dogs that I believe many people would know. But I know there are only just like a few that are not that common. They are more like dogs that I know that some of my friends, for example, have had or are like having. So I wanted to include those dogs into this drawing. One of my friends actually used to have her parents. I think they still have several Labrador retrievers. Every time I will visit my friend, they would all be so enthusiastic to greet the guests. But I guess that's what most of the dogs do. They're just so happy to see people. I think it's funny to make some comparisons between this dog drawing and then the cat drawing that I made earlier. Maybe you have seen it, but anyway, it's like I noticed that the cats, I somehow like naturally draw them doing their own thing, being just like, cats, they don't really care about others. But then dogs are way more social, and you can really see it in this picture. I mean, all the dogs that I draw, almost all of them, they are somehow interacting with the other dogs and showing like a variety of emotions. Unlike cats, cats just, I don't even know what's going on in their heads. And if you haven't seen the cat picture, you can just check my Facebook page or my Instagram account. You can find them both just with the name Yasu Wonderworld. So you can find the cat picture there, and you can totally see the difference between cats and dogs. Also, another thing that I find interesting when it comes to cats and dogs and drawing is how like anatomically they're not that different. It's like they're very similar, but then again, dogs are somehow so stiff and even clumsy compared to cats. When cats can just go to every position, and it's like the way their body expands, it's sometimes crazy. When dogs, they're just like these I don't even know, wooden blocks. They're like more massive. Even the smallest dogs, they are not. They don't have the grace. The cats are so graceful, but dogs, nope, they're not. But I think that's very funny, and that's like I think one of the reasons so there's so much of these these cat and dog videos these days. It's just so funny to see the things that they do and the things that they do differently. How cats and dogs just do not behave the same way. It's like they're from a different planet. And of course, as always, if you have anything to say, if you have anything to ask, go ahead and do so. Now, this dog that I'm drawing right now is actually now that I started talking, I realized that I have no idea what the breed would be called in English. But all you have to know is that my friend or my friends have a dog like this, and it was actually the dog was here in my apartment for one night, once upon a time. And that one night told me that I am not gonna take a dog. I mean, the dog is cute and everything, yeah? But then again, it's like, I guess it's like a child. You know, you have to take care of it, and you can't just, you know, leave it and go live your own life. And you have to consider whatever you're doing, you have to consider that, hey, there is a dog here and it's a living thing. And, you know, you can leave your bed for 2 weeks and the bed will be fine, but you can't leave your dog for 2 weeks because the dog will not be fine. And I'm very happy I took that dog back then for that one night, because it really made me somehow open my eyes. I realized that I really appreciate my freedom to come and go however I want without thinking if it's going to affect somebody or not. But something else that I noticed was that it's funny and it's interesting how much more attention you get when you go out with a cute little dog. It was like all the strangers started talking to me. I mean, it happens every now and then, even without the dog. But with the dog, it happens. It's like all the time. Or even when the people are not talking directly to me, they might just, you know, say something like, "Oh, that's so cute," when they're passing by. Of course, they're talking about me and not the dog. No, I think it's the other way around. Okay, I think I'm done with that little dog, and I can move to the next dog. I just have to choose one. Oh, let me add some shades here first. Okay, now this dog breed I know in English. This is Jack Russell. So let me work on him. Now we are done with the Jack Russell, and I think I want to move to this Husky here. I always like the expression that Huskies have. I mean, their faces are somehow very expressive because of the way their fur is colored. Is like they always look so smart somehow. It's like their faces of Huskies talk so much. At least they talk to me. Well, these dogs are the super fast dogs. And I once again can't remember the name of the breed. But well, for me it's enough that I know they're super fast. I think I've always been more of a dog person instead of a cat person. Like I know for many people it's either cats or dogs. It's like though like I do like cats too, but if I would have to choose between dogs and cats, I would choose dogs for sure. I think it's definitely easier to communicate with a dog because cats do not communicate with anyone. I don't think they communicate even with each other. I mean, I'm not sure if they understand each other when they're communicating. But with dogs, there's a certain kind of language, and you can teach all kinds of tricks to a dog. Well, of course, to a cat too. I've seen people teaching cats tricks as well, but well, I honestly don't know how they do that. I don't understand how you can teach tricks to a cat. Well, never tried it myself really. When I was still living with my parents, uh, I had like this old man was living was like was our neighbor, and he had a dog, and I would be the one to always walk the dog because the man was so old he couldn't really do that. Um, and I would teach the dog all kinds of tricks, and she was and still is a really nice dog. And something that was kind of a surprise to me was that how hard it was to teach that dog to fetch. When for some dogs it's just they love it, they do it like naturally, but that dog like the fetching was not in her blood. Like all the tricks that I taught her, fetching took more time than any other trick. I, I really really needed to put some effort into teaching her fetch things. And even when she knew, when she finally learned how to fetch something, she would only do it when she was very happy and energetic. It's like if we took a walk, she would fetch before we went for that walk, but afterwards, there's no way she would even look at any stick or whatever I would throw for her. Yeah, I guess like well, I know all dogs are different. It's really interesting to see like how the personalities of the dogs are different. And just as I was saying earlier, that the parents of one of my friends would have several Labrador retrievers, and you know, they love fetching, and they do it so happily and so nicely, and it's like it's incredible to see them fetch everything when I whereas I had to work so hard to get that other dog to fetch anything. Okay, super fast dog. I think I'm almost done with here. A little bit of shade there, and maybe also here. Okay, I think that will be fine. So our next target. Oh, it seems that I left this one dog here unfinished. I just threw his legs and left everything else there hanging. Okay, let me finish this. Even this dog, I can't remember the English name of the breed. I know this is like Finnish something. This is like Finnish dog, but no idea what Finnish dog. Some kind of a Finnish dog. All I know about these dogs, like I have this, you know, stereotype of this dog breed, which is that they bark a lot. But I think they are mostly used for like hunting, so they're supposed to be barking, I guess. I mean, they have use for that. But I don't know. I think I've seen so many of those dogs, and all they do is bark. That every time I see them, it's just like I immediately associate these dogs with barking, with excessive barking. Okay, finished barking dog. You are almost finished. Finished dog is finished. Haha. Let's see. Now the tail of the husky is still not completely finished, but that's fine for now. And the teeth. Okay. Right. Those two should be fine now. Let me move to this small guy here. For many of these dogs, I needed to, I used a Google picture search to, make sure that the breeds can be recognizable. So I wanted to have all the characteristics, the features that the specific dog breed would have here. So I knew I wanted this breed to be here, but I had no idea what the name of the breed was. So I would just Google small bouncing dog, because I've seen these dogs, and the ones that I saw, they were bouncing like crazy. They were so small, and it was incredible how high they were jumping. And I thought it was so funny when their owner was there, and then the two dogs, and for some reason I can't remember exactly why, but the dogs were like bouncing against their owner. Maybe they were just so happy to see him or something. But I was smiling so much looking at those dogs, so I wanted to have one of them here, these small bouncy dogs, and I still can't remember what the actual name of the breed is. But I eventually found the dog breed. I did not find it with those search words, bouncing little dog. It was something else. I think I just googled small dog breeds, and then kept searching and I finally found it. But anyway, if you know what this dog breed is, let me know. Let me please write it for me in the comments or something. Email it to me or something. I don't know. Ooh, the tail became a little bit thick now. Well, that's fine. You just happen to have a little thicker tail. That's just what sometimes happens. You know, some of us are born with I don't know, long arms, and some of us are born with short arms, and some of us are born with thin tails, and some of us are born with thick tails, and you just happen to get a thick tail right there. So you'll be happy with that because it's the only tail you're ever gonna have. I don't even know what I'm talking. I think that's because so far this should be live on Facebook as well, but I don't know if there's somebody commenting on Facebook. I unfortunately cannot see it yet. I can only see it after the live stream. But if you're commenting on YouTube, I am going to see it immediately. And so if you want to join the conversation and the discussion, please come here on YouTube and say hi, or whatever you want to say. You don't necessarily have to say hi. But if you don't, and if there's nobody saying hi or anything else, I'm just gonna be talking here whatever I feel like talking about. Because I guess that's what I'm good at. Your face. And then there's more details here. I think some of the like the colors that the dogs have, the way the color, there are like some dogs have these spots on top of their eyes. I think that's so fascinating. And like Dalmatian, is it Dalmatian, Dalmatian? I don't know how you say that, but you know those dogs that have this fancy color pattern on their fur. It's just, I guess that's something. As an artist, it's so fascinating, and it was so cool to draw this particular drawing, just to have a little research and find out and discover, I don't know, all these different kinds of furs and fur patterns and the colors, and where there is white and where there is black and where there is brown, and how the coloring generally works with dogs, because the coloring, it works differently than it does with cats, which is also interesting. After making the cat drawing, I can't help but keep comparing cats and dogs. Not comparing as which is better and which is worse, but just the differences, the general differences. I think it's interesting. Like even with humans, when I draw humans, or like just generally when we're talking about humans, I think it's very fascinating how like different people, like two different persons, can have such a different face and such different like hands and feet. They can be so different even though we're both humans. I don't know, maybe that's just this artist's fascination. I don't know if that's even a word. But anyway. Like sometimes when I like I might be just shopping or something, getting some groceries, and then I see a person, and well, this doesn't happen often, but sometimes, I see a person that, in my opinion, has some kind of like fascinating features, and I might just, start staring because I'm like, wow, that's so cool. And then suddenly realize, oh, yeah, so it's not very polite to stare at anybody. Doesn't matter how cool they are. I don't know if that happens to any of you, but sometimes it happens to me. It doesn't necessarily have to be with humans. It can be with animals too, or with landscapes, with like how the sky looks, or I don't know. It's just really never really thought about it actually until now that I'm talking about it. Okay, so let me focus for a moment on this drawing as well. Now this dog breed I should know. This is the German Shepherd or something like that. When I was a kid, I for some reason I thought that if I ever had a dog, I would take German Shepherd. I don't know why. Because right now, if I had to take a dog, if I had to choose a dog for myself, it would definitely not be a German Shepherd. I think it would be. I don't really know. Probably a dog that needs I don't know, medium amount, proper amount of exercising, because I really like exercising. So it would be nice to have the dog to exercise with me. Run mostly, because I love running. My friend says that I don't know how to run, but I still love running. Yeah, I might not know how to run, but it doesn't stop me from doing it. uh, I mean, my friend says that I'm clumsy when I run. I think if I am clumsy when I run, I think that's because most of my life I've always been running in a forest. And if you have ever been running in a forest, at least in a forest like the ones that I have been running in, you would know that you really have to, like, every step that you take is different, and you have to really focus, and you're bouncing up and down and side to side, and you know, you have to dodge a branch and then jump over a tree. Is it stump? You know, those things, or there's a rock on, and you have to jump over the rock and stuff like that. So it's like such a bumpy ride when you run in a forest. So I don't know, because of all the years of this kind of running, I don't know if that makes my running clumsy. Of course, I don't think my running is clumsy, but I don't know how it looks like to someone else that is watching. What time is it? Okay, it's almost 9:30. Well, I think I'm gonna be here drawing still for a while and entertaining you with my with my usual topics that are from nowhere and from everywhere. Well, I hope you're still enjoying yourself. Maybe I should just draw the dog here behind the German Shepherd before I continue. I can't remember the name of this dog breed either. All I remember is that this dog is it's in that Disney movie. What is it in English? I don't know anything in English. I mean the name of the movie. The one that has the cats. The cats that sing and do crazy stuff. There is this in that movie. There is this dog. You know, where there is this white cat mom and her 3 kittens, and then the bad the bad guy just wants to throw the cats away. Oh god, that was such a bad explanation. I mean description. But I'm sure if you have seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. And now you're shaking your head like, oh god, no. Well, yeah, I guess. Nope, I can't know everything. Hmm. And now the butt of this dog. What I love about these dogs are the ears. They're so floppy and long, drooping. When I was a kid, I used to think that those dogs were ugly, but obviously I was just a stupid kid because they are adorable because they're so droopy. Oh, no, the other leg. Okay, this doc is about done. That was actually quite easy. I mean, quite fast. Because I don't think any of this is very hard, but that doc didn't take that much time. So then there is wait a second, I'm thinking where I should go next. And I'm starting to feel a little tired, which means that I am not going to be drawing for very long anymore, because drawing isn't that nice when you start to get too tired. At least for me, it's not. Even though, you know, sometimes I would get, even like when I'm very tired, and then I suddenly get some super amazing inspiration. It's like all the tiredness, all the sleepiness, it just disappears in a blink of an eye, and then I can, you know, stay up all night if I want to. And just keep drawing. Or sometimes even when I'm not exactly drawing, I might get these ideas. Like I have several ideas for like comics that I want to create in the future, and I might get an inspiration of some of my comics, of the stories, and it's like I'm just, you know, thinking of all the things that are going to happen in the comic, and how the all the plot twists, that how they're gonna go, and all the characters how they're gonna be. And I can be just, you know, thinking of all that in my mind, like honestly, like for hours. I can do that for hours, basically just sit and stare into emptiness. Sometimes I have my eyes closed though, and just, you know, think of the stories and how they're gonna be. That's actually like that happened this morning, but this morning I was doing it only for like 20 minutes. But all the time that I was doing it, it was like I was just staring at the clock on the wall, but in my mind there was like this movie, like a movie playing there, because I was just thinking of a story and how I wanted it to be. So one of these days you might be just seeing me here doing, having these live streams and drawing one of those comics. Well, that will be just amazing, and it is gonna be amazing. I know, just I can't do that now because I have several other things that I need to finish before that, but I am hoping, and I am pretty sure that I should be able to start my first official Yasuo Wonderworld comic still during this year, during 2018. And that story, I already have it like completely like planned. I mean, I have a what is it called? Like a storyboard. I have this notebook, and I have um, like written and drawn every single page that is gonna be in that story. So I know basically how every single page is gonna be and how the story is gonna be. So right now, I need to do is to wait. I mean, all I need to do is to work to get all the other things done so that I can get to work on that comic. But just that you know that it is there and it's waiting. It's waiting for its chance. And I must say that I really like that comic. It's like sometimes I take the notebook and I read the storyboard, and it makes me happy. It makes me so happy every time. I'm just like, oh, I really want to get to share this with people so that they can read it as well, and let me know what they think about it. Because I honestly, I love that story, and I love the fact that it's like the characters that I get to design them, and I get to you know make them be the way I see them. And it's just, making comics is just so precious to me. Maybe I should just take a little thicker fine liner here, so I feel like I'm just need to redraw one line too many times to make it thick enough. Yes, this makes life a little easier. Okay, now you are done, at least almost. I'm gonna add just a little bit of these details here still. Shades more lightly. Alright. maybe you're now done. Yeah, you should be. You are. Okay. So I think we could be done for today. I am not sure if I'm going to be finishing this drawing on a live stream or not, because I cannot stream for the next 2 weeks because I will be attending some events both next weekend and the weekend after that. So it will be probably 3 weeks till I'm gonna be streaming again, but as always I will be letting you know when that time comes. and as always, thank you for joining the live stream, and I hope you have enjoyed it, and I also hope you will be back probably in 3 weeks. So until then, I wish you goodbye and have a nice day, or have a nice night, like I, depending on what time of day you have there, wherever you are. But anyway, I definitely deserve a good night's sleep now. Bye bye.